Hi there, my name is Mark and this is Pacific Northwest Solar. Our family has a solar array installed at our property in rural western Washington state, on the west coast of the United States. I've been inspired by other YouTubers to share my experience with our solar array and how it impacts my power costs. This video details my results for September of 2025, and I hope it will be useful information if you're considering getting solar at your home. Please also see the link to my separate video that gives more details on our installation, listed below in the description. Here is a picture of the Sense device that measures my power usage and solar energy generation. It is located inside my electrical panel and clamps sensors onto the wires. As you can see from the monthly summary statistics, a total of 1,900 kilowatt-hours of electricity were generated by my solar system in September of 2025. The total generation was 200 kilowatt-hours more than September of 2024. Here is a picture of our 16 kilowatt ground mount solar array. The solar array is directly south-facing in one of our pastures with no trees or other obstructions around it. We have 50 ZN shine panels, rated for 320 watts each, with Hoy-Miles M300 microinverters on the backs of the panels. These microinverters convert the panel's DC output to 240-volt AC power, which is sent back to the breaker panel at the house. There is only one choice of electricity providers where we live. Currently, the cost of electricity from the grid is the same no matter what day or time it's consumed, no time of use rates. Any power generated automatically goes to usage in the house first, and then any additional is automatically returned to the grid. We get a 1-to-1 credit for each kilowatt hour that we send back to the grid. These credits directly deduct from the power we are charged at the end of the month. As you can imagine, the overall idea is to overproduce in the summer and use the credits to reduce or eliminate the electricity bill in late fall and winter months. I am using the Sense device in my electric panel to track power generated and power consumed, and I have written a custom Python program to capture real-time metrics for the entire system that I save and analyze. Here is a day-by-day chart showing the total number of kilowatt-hours of solar production and house usage for September 2025. The highest solar production day was September 15th with an impressive total of 89.8 kilowatt-hours generated by the system. There were 12.5 hours of sunlight that day. Here is a graph of the solar generation and usage, sampled once per minute on the peak solar generation day of the month. Fairly consistent solar generation during the day, with some clouds. But it was an incredible 89.8 kilowatt-hours of power generated this day. The other spikes were the water heater going off and on. This means an average of 7 kilowatt-hours of generation for every daylight hour. This graph shows the per-day net difference between the amount of energy sent to the grid minus the amount of energy received from the grid. Negative values on the y-axis mean that more energy was pulled from the grid than was sent to the grid. 0 on the y-axis means they were equal for the day. Positive values on the y-axis mean that more energy was sent to the grid than was pulled from the grid on that day. There were 8 days where my generation wasn't greater than or equal to the usage for the day, which is totally expected as we get into fall, with reduced sunlight and colder days. This chart shows the low and high temperature on the farm for each day in September. High of 91.32 Celsius is unusually high for September. There weren't any days that went down to freezing overnight. Here's a yearly comparison of solar production, comparing by month, along with a cumulative total for the year. This year's total production, in red, is over 16 megawatt-hours for the year and is higher than any year since installation. September also had a higher than typical amount of sunshine. Long-range weather forecasts are predicting colder and wetter winter for our area, so we'll see. Here's a yearly comparison of energy usage, by month of the year. 2025 is the second lowest cumulative usage since the system was installed. This time of year is warm enough to not require the furnace and only a bit of the AC. I'm happy with this level of usage, as it is still significantly lower than 2022 and 2023. Here's a graph showing the actual amount of money I paid to the power company for each month from 2022 through 2025. The $7.49 bill is for the standing charge to have a power meter, even if no net billable amount of electricity is used. We now have 18 months in a row of only the standing charge as our bill amount. September will likely be the final month of net positive electric generation versus usage. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up so other people will be able to view this video. If you have any other statistics that you would like to see, please leave a comment down below. Have a great solar day and see you next month.